Pluto TV, Crackle, Tubi, the Roku channel, and IMDb TV. What do these 5 services have in common? Well, a couple things really. One, they all fall into the category of free streaming services, but more importantly, when we reached out to our readers, followers, and subscribers, these 5 came away as the top free streaming services available. So this week we're going to go over those voting results and highlight each service. If you've been on the lookout for some new streaming options, we've got some free suggestions right here, and better yet, these all came straight from your fellow cord cutters and streamers. These are the top free streaming services according to you. But first, okay, before we dive into the overall order and final results, let's recap how we came to this list of free streaming services. So at the tail end of 2020, we reached out to our community for our annual Cordy Awards. That's where we highlight the top overall streaming service, top antenna, best new hardware, and more. And we also spotlight the top free streaming service as voted on by you. So this one isn't measured by total number of available channels or platform support or the highest number of TV episodes. No, this list was voted on and decided on again by your fellow cord cutters and streamers based on what they themselves turn to for their free streaming entertainment. In all, around 1,000 votes were cast, and we're going to start with the runners-up before diving into the second place and top overall free streaming service. So if you want to spoil things, you can either check the video description down below or maybe refer to our original Cordy Award post that's been up for a while now. Alright, now that we have that all established, let's dive into the results, starting with our runners-up. Number 5, Crackle. Yes, in 5th place, as decided on by you, we have Crackle, a long-running streaming service that's been around since 2004. It's changed owners and names over the years, but Crackle remains a popular streaming choice among our readers. These days, Crackle offers up free TV show episodes and movies with a healthy showing from Sony Pictures and various studios under the Sony Pictures umbrella, like Screen Gems and Columbia Pictures. And that sort of makes sense since Sony used to own the service until pretty recently. In any case, you'll also find content from other studios as well, including familiar names like Paramount, Lionsgate, DreamWorks, and more. And like most free streaming services out there, the lineup of available content changes over time, and if you need some help keeping up with what's new, there is a website that can help you with that. In 4th place, IMDb TV. Next on the list, as voted on by you, was IMDb TV. And like Crackle, this one's been known by a different name in the past. It started off as IMDb Free Dive when it launched back in January of 2019. But these days, the Amazon-owned free streaming service offers up a mix of new and classic TV shows and movies, including a selection of content via live streaming channels. If you take a peek, say, here in February of 2021, you might see live options for Unsolved Mysteries, America's Test Kitchen, This Old House, and more. And beyond the live channels, there are several on-demand choices as well, including Schitt's Creek, which absolutely cleaned house at the Emmys last year. Beyond that, you'll also find popular shows like Lost, Mad Men, Little House on the Prairie, and more. 3rd place, Tubi. And in 3rd place, we have Tubi. Now, this is a service that launched back in 2014, and then in April of 2020, Fox Corporation announced it had acquired the service for a cool $440 million. And now that you know that, it probably shouldn't surprise you that Tubi's available content includes a lot of Fox content like The Masked Singer, but it also boasts content from partners like Warner Brothers, MGM, Paramount, and more. There's also a family-friendly section of the service that's known as Tubi Kids, and as you might expect, it's filled with age-appropriate content including Baby Einstein videos as well as family movies like Yours, Mine, and Ours, and Annie. And similar to other streaming services, you can browse by specific categories, including not just genres, but also more topical and timely subjects, like a category for Black cinema here during Black History Month, as well as a category dedicated to content that will be leaving the service soon, which can be handy if you've been putting off a show or a movie but want to check it out before it's unavailable. There's even a category called Not on Netflix for shows and movies that are, wait for it, not currently available on Netflix. 2nd place, the Roku channel. In the runner-up spot, also known as 2nd place, we have the Roku channel. Now, if you haven't heard of this option, it's Roku's own in-house free streaming service that naturally runs on the company's line of dedicated streaming devices, but it's also available on other platforms. And wouldn't you know it, last week we did a whole deep dive into the service, so make sure you check out that video if you'd like to know more. But to sum up, the Roku channel offers up a mixture of current and classic TV shows and movies spread across a variety of genres. And if you follow cordcuttersnews.com, you'll notice it gets updated on a fairly frequent basis. And on top of its free content, you can also opt for a selection of premium add-ons as well. Now we get into some of the requirements and restrictions on those premium channels in our earlier video, but it's an interesting option if you want to supplement the free content on offer.
In any case, the Roku channel came away with 24.7% of the vote, putting it solidly in second place.
First place, Pluto TV. And in first place, and your top choice for free streaming service, it's Pluto TV.
And like the Roku channel earlier, we made a video a while back exploring Pluto TV and what it has to offer. But to recap, this Viacom CBS-owned free streaming service has been growing and updating its content lineup fairly aggressively of late. And again, if you've been following along over at cordcuttersnews.com, you'll likely notice new content or channels showing up at a fairly rapid clip. In any case, like a lot of free streaming services, Pluto TV offers up a mix of current and classic TV shows and movies, including several channels dedicated to specific shows like Beverly Hills 90210, Star Trek The Next Generation, or the recently added Leverage channel. And yes, since this is indeed owned by Viacom CBS, you'll also see brand new content on the streaming service as a sort of teaser to get you interested in new CBS shows, like we've recently seen with the premieres of Clarice and The Equalizer. And of course, we've got Viacom's upcoming launch of Paramount Plus to consider in March, so it'll be interesting to see how Pluto TV fits into the company's overall streaming plans. Will we see Pluto TV continue on as a go-to free streaming service, perhaps with more subtle and not so subtle advertising for Paramount Plus mixed in with Pluto TV's ads? Time will tell, but for now, Pluto TV comes away with a first place finish and your choice for the best free streaming service.
Honorable mentions. But before we sign off here, let's highlight some of the services that didn't quite make the top 5, but they did earn a few votes from our readers and subscribers. Of those, Hoopla, Locast, and Kanopy all came away with at least 1% of the vote.
Hoopla is an interesting take on free streaming as it's offered by your local public library, so you can check out movies, music, ebooks, and more if your library supports the service. If you haven't heard of it or haven't tried it just yet, it might be worth seeing if Hoopla is available in your area. Meanwhile, Locast offers streams of live, over-the-air TV stations and has been adding local stations at an impressive rate of late. And Kanopy is an on-demand streaming service that's tied to public libraries and universities, and it includes a kid-friendly area called Kanopy Kids, so it could be an excellent free option, especially for families.
Wrapping it all up. So there you go, those are the top free streaming services as chosen by you, our readers, subscribers, and followers. And speaking of, if you haven't done so already, please do consider clicking those like and subscribe buttons down below. And don't forget to check out our various links down below as well in our video description. And if you do decide to subscribe to our channel, just a heads up that in addition to these types of topical videos, we also have weekly live Q&A sessions every Wednesday. And then on Fridays, we wrap up the week in cord cutting and streaming news with Cord Cutting Weekly. For now though, if you'd like to share your thoughts about this crop of free streaming services, please feel free to do just that in the comment section down below. And of course, if you think your fellow cord cutters and streamers may have forgotten or overlooked other free streaming options, let us know about those as well. Hey, maybe all they need is some additional word of mouth to crack into the top 5 next time. And as always, thank you all so much for tuning in today. My name is Philip Palermo. We'll see you next time. Take care.